channel. I'm showing you my top 5 ways that I love to use a beauty blender or a makeup sponge, but over the years I've definitely tried my share of makeup sponges because not all of them are created equally. I have quite a collection. This isn't even all of them. I'm like embarrassed to say it, but a makeup sponge is such like a staple in my makeup routine. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have a makeup sponge to do my makeup because I use it for pretty much my whole like face. So I'm just gonna get right into it, show you guys all the ways that I love using a beauty blender or a makeup sponge. So yeah, let's just get right into it. For foundation, the makeup sponge that I love to use is the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion sponge. I love how big and bouncy this sponge gets. Compared to the beauty blender, it's a lot bigger, so I feel like this one is great for just putting your foundation everywhere. I don't like using a brush when it comes to applying foundation, so the makeup sponge just is my go-to whenever I do foundation, just because I feel like a brush leaves like streaks and the sponge just really like soaks up any excess product and just leaves you with a beautiful canvas on your face. Love this one for foundation. I love using a makeup sponge to blend out a cream contour, and the makeup sponge that I love to use is this one from Morphe. I feel like this sponge is just designed amazing to really blend out that contour right there. Just that angle is just so like precise and crisp. With a makeup sponge, it does pick up excess product, and for a cream contour, I like that, because sometimes it can look like really harsh if you use a brush. So I love using a makeup sponge to just really blend it out, and this Morphe one is perfect for that. For concealer, I always use my beauty blender to blend out my concealer. Something about the beauty blender, it is the OG out of all the makeup sponges, but for concealer, I love using the beauty blender. I love the point on it. It just really gets into that eye area to really blend out that concealer. And like with all the makeup sponges, it does pick up a little bit of the product and like soaks it in, but I'm okay with that because concealer can sometimes be like too much on my face. So I just love using the beauty blender to just really blend that out. And the beauty blender is just always coming through for me with the concealer and just really making it look bomb. Another way that I use a makeup sponge is to do baking. And the one that I love to use is this one from Tarte. I love how it has just like that angle on it. It fits perfectly to really chisel out your contour. And then I just flip it around to use the pointy side and really get in there with my translucent powder to really set my concealer to bake. And I like that it's not as bouncy as the beauty blender. It's got a little bit of stiffness to it, but I like that because it can really just keep its structure when you're really trying to like carve out your cheekbones, and it doesn't really soak up a lot of the translucent powder because I do use it damp. I use all these sponges damp, and it doesn't soak up the powder when it comes to baking. Okay, I have been obsessed with using cream highlighters, especially the one from Eddie Funkhauser. I am like obsessed. And before I was just using my fingers to blend it out, but I don't like using my fingers like on my face. I just hate touching my face with my fingers. So I don't know, I was like, oh, there's gotta be a better way. So I tried the beauty blender, and hands down, this is like the way to put on a cream highlight. It just, again, soaks up a little bit of the product, but it really like just blends it out and leaves your skin looking super highlighted and gorge. Even when I do a powder highlight, I like to go over it with the beauty blender just because it picks up any like excess that's just like kind of sitting there, and it really just like melts it into your skin. I don't know what it is, but I love using this for cream highlighter and powder highlighter. And then I have these little teardrop flat sponges that I got from Ulta. A 4-pack is only like $6. And I keep these babies in my purse because instead of using like a blotting paper when I get shiny, I do have oily skin, I felt like the blotting papers were taking away my makeup. And I was like, there's gotta be like a better way to just like soak up my oils. And I found these. They're are amazing. I keep them in my purse, I keep one at my vanity. I pretty much have them everywhere because they're so cheap and they work so good. I haven't really heard of anyone that uses a makeup sponge to soak up oils on their skin, but when I discovered this, I was like, I need to let the world know because this is amazing. And then you don't have to deal with like trash from like blotting papers. I don't know, this has just been like my lifesaver and I love these little guys. That's gonna wrap up this video on my top 5 ways of how I like using a makeup sponge. Oh my gosh, I remember when I first got a beauty blender, I didn't even get it wet and I was like, this sucks. Like, why is there so much hype about this? And then I like quickly discovered you have to get it wet. So make sure if you have a beauty blender or a makeup sponge, soak it. Like, get it wet until it gets like twice its size. Then I just like dry it off on a towel a little bit. But they work so much better if they're damp. Even if you're working with powders, translucent powders, like get your sponge wet. I hope you guys learned something new and can take away something from this video. That's all I really want to do. Like, if you're new to my channel, I'm Christina. Hi. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below if you have a different makeup sponge that you've tried. I'm always on the lookout on trying new ones. I really want to try the Sona Kashik makeup sponge. I heard that one is bomb.com, so I might have to go to Target and pick that up. I have problems, you guys. Makeup problems. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out, hippies.